Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Paranormal Swamp Talk. I'm your host, Howard Petrie, along with host Miss PDX. She's joining me tonight, Miss Emmy McKenzie. And tonight we have a very special guest on tonight is Mr. Paul Taylor. A lot of y'all might not know who he is.
Round of applause.
Hellraiser, Pinhead and Hellraiser. He's going to be
Judgment.
at
Hellraiser Judgment. No other
Judgment.
Hellraiser movie. Just
That's it.
Hellraiser
That's-
Judgment.
That's the best one. I've seen it. I like the guy. He was eating the paper and stuff like that. You know, it was weird.
Yeah, that was supposed to be skin. It didn't look like
was?
skin.
It looked like paper.
I know.
He just kept eating it. He just like he poured some oil or something on it. I
Maybe
said,
it was flavored paper.
I don't know what was on there. I wasn't there that day. It looked nasty.
I've seen the makeup that you had to go through in this. And I'm gonna tell you this: being an actor, that it's probably one of the worst parts you have to do.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, really?
I enjoyed it because I knew what they were making me into, and I was going to get to be that particular, famous monster, and I was thrilled. So I didn't mind the makeup at all, and
So
it was
how
only
long-
2 hours. So
It only took 2 hours every time. How long did it take to take off?
Oh, about 2 hours. No, it didn't take 2 hours. It took a while. It seemed to take longer than it actually did because I was always starving by the end of the day because you can't really eat a lot when you have the appliances, the latex appliances glued around your mouth, because if you do that, you'll ruin the makeup and they'll have to redo it, and they don't really like that. So it was challenging. But they have this solution that they have to get under there, and they start peeling it up, and more solution and peeling it up, and more solution and peeling it up, and it does take quite a while because it is glued to you. So
Wow.
So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about you, Mr. Paul, and we'll talk about a little bit about Fear Fest and
my favorite subjects.
And we'll have people from the audience if y'all want to ask us a question, and y'all be nice now. This ain't Petri Dish or Unholy Trinity. This is Paranormal Swamp Talk, so be nice on this show, maybe. But,
What have I gotten myself into?
Hi, my name is Emmy. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Emmy. I'm Paul.
Hi, Paul.
See, I mean, I got people asking. Look, it is like, Pinhead's my favorite.
Oh, well, that's
Hi,
cool.
Paul. I got people asking all over the place.
Yeah.
This is actually from. Oh, there she is. This is my wife, my podcast wife. I have all these podcast wives, but I don't have sex with none of them. I don't understand. They take my money. They take everything. They take my lively. I mean, they
Take
peel
over
my
his
soul.
show.
It's like Pinhead just
Yeah.
taking my soul a little bit by a little bit, but but I love her. And she's getting married in September 16th, I believe, is the date for her, and she's going to be a taken woman. So here's Miss Chrissy, and that's the Listen Queen.
Hi, Chrissy.
Hi,
Chrissy.
how are you?
I'm
And she's
good.
from
How are
Indiana.
you?
I'm good. Messenger is acting up. Listen, Beth kept calling me. Her phone would randomly call me on Messenger like 15 times. And your message for this link just came through a minute ago. It's weird. I don't know what happened.
Hey, look at right there. You got a question already.
Question, right? Yeah, I know. I was getting ready to pull
Right
it up.
away. YouTube side.
With all the new horror characters coming out, who would you like to see Pinhead team up with or fight against?
Oof.
I'd like to see him fight Art the Clown. That's a simple answer.
Yeah,
That's an
very-
excellent answer. You don't like
No.
clowns, do you?
I mean, we're both fans of blood, splatter, and I don't know. We don't know what all Art the Clown is capable of. We know a lot, but Pinhead has some special powers that are,
No.
how do you fight hooks on chains flying out of nowhere, into your body? How do you fight that?
Well, I
So
know
I don't
one
know.
character could actually stand up to him for a little bit. I mean, it's
Who's that?
Jason Voorhees.
I guess so. I mean, they are both they're I wouldn't say they're paranormal, but they're special. What do you call it?
Jason had a crazy mom.
They're spirits. They're not living. I mean, they're basically, you have Pinhead, who's from hell, and then you have Jason, who's undead.
Exactly.
I mean, so
yeah.
To me, that would be a great combination. Not Michael Myers, Scott.
It would be
not
fun.
Michael Myers. Scotty, he's
Why
in there.
not?
I love Scotty. Supernatural. Look at Supernatural.
If I were to team up with someone, I think it'd be fun to team up with Megan.
And you thought I was going to be bad?
Dance for me. Dance for me, robot girl.
Wow.
Megan as a Cenobite. That would be pretty fun.
Well, see, Scott is going to be, he's asking a question of you right now, Mr. Paul. He's going to be the master of ceremonies at Fear Fest. And he's going to be introducing everybody all day long. And he wants to know, Paul, will you sign my laminate configuration box at Fear Fest?
Oh yeah, I signed my configuration boxes all the time. I do.
There you go, Scotty.
Yeah, I'm happy to. Happy to.
And I'll tell you what, he'll hump your leg and you wouldn't even know it. He's there. He
run
likes
away.
Leg.
Run far, far away. I'm just saying.
The best thing to do is just let him finish. Just let him finish.
I just want a picture.
Is he just more of a freak than I am, or what?
Yes. He's 5'2".
You don't know me.
Oh, do you go around humping?
Wow.
Oh, 5'1". Do you go around humping 6-foot men's legs?
Yes.
Not anymore.
Oh.
Baby, you know who this is, right?
That's her fiance, a future husband, in a few.
I gave it up. I gave it up for Lent.
There
Congratulations.
Hey, Joanne. Welcome, everybody.
He says F yeah. And he's got a little
F yeah. What does that mean?
Fork.
Frankly, yes.
Frankly, yes. Yeah, I've told everybody we're going to try to keep it as clean as possible. And then Paul sits there, why? You know?
Yeah.
It's Pinhead.
What's Pinhead? So that's what I'm trying to do. Keep it as clean as I can possibly keep it from. And I'm showing you respect, Mr. Taylor. I'm showing you respect. That's all I'm doing.
Oh, I appreciate it. I mean, if I get riled up about something, I might have some words fly out of my mouth that are inappropriate. But
you're right next to the woman you really want to be with. I mean, she sells pure romance.
Howard.
Did that look right?
Yeah, I did. She can hook you up. Now I'm gonna tell you something right now. She's well endowed. She's well endowed. She's well endowed. So you're living in Texas, and she can launch one of those things like one of ballistic missiles. And no, she lives in Indiana, and it's be like one of them missiles, nuclear missiles that could come down and find you. She just has
Gary, Indiana. Are you in Gary, Indiana?
No, but
Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again.
An hour and a half from Gary.
Ah, that's the town that knew me when. If you'd like to have a logical explanation how I happened, I could do the entire song, but I won't. That's just silly.
No,
boring, keep clean. No, not okay. So Tony,
be careful.
NC-17, be careful.
What are you looking at in there?
Oh, I'm looking at what they're saying, but I have a weird. I'm on my phone, and the only way to. It's got a little holder, and so I don't see the whole screen, so I had to let go.
Welcome, Ashley. Welcome, Kimmy.
Do I need to trim?
I do.
Now, if this was Unholy Trinity, I'd be pulling something else out to see.
Oh God!
No.
I started down the facial hair play. What started? I don't know. I can't use words right now. I started down the facial hair. What? What would you call that? Road.
You look.
Facial hair road, and I'm an old man, it all came out white, and
You ain't that old.
I'm kind of old, but kind of old.
No.
What you kind of 37, 38, what?
40. You're not older
Well,
than
now
50.
I'm not even gonna say. Now I'm not gonna say.
You're not in your 50s. You know what? I'm just going to Google you now. I'm going to find out.
You can find out how old I am.
Oh, God.
Well, now I don't even want to tell you because y'all are way off. I'm way older than that. But I have a youthful spirit.
There you go.
Don't we all?
Age is just a number, Paul. Just a number.
Without the facial hair, I do look younger. But it's interesting the roles that I'm getting.
You're 55. Somebody just ratted you out in chat.
Well, they're wrong, but that's okay. Nobody knows. It's a mystery. It's not a mystery. It's easy to find out someone's age.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you how old I am.
Yeah.
I'm 62 years old.
Nuh-uh. Shut up.
See, I'm old. So you're like, you are that old.
You're not that. I'm not that far behind you. I got the body of a 98-year-old, but I mean, it's all good.
You're really that old?
Yeah, I'm old.
I wouldn't have known. I thought you were late 40s, early 50s, maybe.
Well, thank you. That's kind of what I play, except lately I'm playing a little older because of I got cast in a movie that I'm going to be shooting in a couple weeks. Yeah, a couple weeks. A comedy horror movie. Or do you call it horror comedy? I don't know. Anyway, it's I'm playing a character who was originally described as being over the hump. So, I don't know. I think they wanted someone older. So I'm like, I am the right age for it. I just don't look the right age yet. But I'm just going to be like a crazy old man. And I already am a crazy old man. But no one really casts me as that yet because I used way too much moisturizer when I was younger. I still use it.
Well, if they say you were on Howard's show, you have
SPF,
to be crazy.
What?
If anybody says that you were on Howard's show, yeah, you have to be crazy to be on his show.
Yeah. And I'm going to come to Fear Fest, so that's going to be fun.
That's going to be awesome.
Blast. We were talking, Howard and I were talking yesterday, right, about it, and all the people who are coming and the different organizations that are going to be represented. I'm like, this is going to be fun. And the gumbo. So,
yeah, I was
all good.
Gumbo.
All good.
I'm making a call. It's
going to be a big call. Chris is going to be there, huh?
There's a Santiago Cirillo.
Santiago! I know Santiago.
He's an awesome guy. He has a lot of charities. He especially with the veterans and bullying.
Yeah.
Awesome individual. I'm glad to call him my friend.
Nice to see you, Santiago.
Yeah, he was going to come to Fear Fest, and I had to change the dates because of a venue that was overcharging me a lot, and Santiago was already booked, so he wouldn't be able. He couldn't make it. He told me.
Yeah.
Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Hopefully he'll come.
I'm going to his event next year. I have it written down somewhere. I don't know the details. I have to write everything down because I'm old. No, I just don't remember stuff. I just don't,
Oh, you have sun-timers.
Who's gonna? I have sundowners. I don't know what I have. Anyway, that's gonna be fun next year.
I'm reading Chrissy's shirt. I'm reading Chrissy's shirt right now. It's Honor the Fallen, but it looks like that Star Wars thing. How at the beginning it says in the galaxy long, because you see one part up there. I'm just
shut up, Howard.
Wow.
Rude.
Honor the Fallen.
It's actually a Department of Corrections. So people who have lost their lives in the Department of Corrections is what the shirt represents.
I recently was at an event in Hutchinson, Kansas, which happens to be my hometown. But there was a woman there who works at Larned State Penitentiary in the mental ward.
Yeah.
We had a very odd chat. I was about to play a character who was a deviant, a sexual deviant. I don't need to go into how bad he was, but he was the worst. So
Sure.
think children and think family members. Right. And that's there, you got him. So predator, you know.
Yeah.
And so she was talking to me about that, and it was, I'm glad that I got to talk to her about it. I mean, speaking of correctional facilities, you know, those people are just the fact that they're not, you can't just lump somebody into a thing and say they're stupid or they're crazy. They're just as manipulative and smart as everybody else, you know, and it was very interesting. I did not enjoy playing that character, by the way. I was glad when it was over.
I probably messed with your mental stability during the role.
And that's
it did. I can go there and I don't mind being that gross, but I don't feel good. Right. You know, I just have to, it makes me feel kind of spiritually sick. And it takes, like, this took me a couple weeks to shake for me to not be walking down the street and going, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. You know, it was like, it just felt so gross, you know?
Yeah. Probably made you feel like the other people were staring at you like, that's really you or something.
I felt guilty for playing the role, you know? And it's not like we were glamorizing it. It's just such a gross place to go, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And you can't help it, even if you're not, like, I'm not going to be all method with something like that. I'm not going to go that deep because I don't want to visit it. And maybe that makes me not as heavy an actor as some other people. It doesn't matter. I just couldn't live there.
No, I had to that's understandable. Completely understandable.
I was like, I don't even want to.
It would mess with your mind. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Putting yourself that dark and that deep, you know, that's something you don't want to.
Yeah. I think an actor's job is to do what it takes to represent what is presented on the page and to make it as believable as possible. But you don't have to live it. I mean, some roles are more fun to live than others.
Right.
I mean, Heath Ledger, all right, obviously horrible things happened. It was tragic, but his performance that he gave in the Batman film was so incredible. And I can see he probably loved it at a lot, in a lot of moments. I'm sure he just loved it and relished it and was in a place where I love to be as far as what an actor's job is, and just losing yourself, and it's the greatest escape in the world. But then if you go too far, it's danger, and it's actually insanity, you know.
Right.
And you got it. There's this line you don't want to cross.
Yeah, and you have to know those boundaries. You really do.
Yeah. He was doing whatever it took, you know. He was doing whatever it took.
He played the role to a T, but I really think that that's probably what ended his life.
To his own,
right.
Yeah. It's a dark place. You're inviting some really dark things into your life.
Yes.
when you play that sadistic and crazy of a person.
Yeah.
So being a paranormal investigator is the same way. If you go into a dark place and you actually inviting that stuff. I mean, you're not intentionally inviting it, but it's once you enter it, that's something that's pure evil.
It's always a chance you're taking. Yeah. There are good spirits.
Yeah.
There are good ghosts, I'm sure. You know?
Do you believe in the paranormal yourself?
I do. I've never
Or are you a
experienced it.
skeptic?
Oh, you're
I
going to
do.
experience it because, brother, I'm taking you on some places that it's going to turn your hair white.
I would like to,
Maybe I'll go
Whiter.
dark again.
just don't give me a heart attack, okay? But I would like to do that
Yeah.
because I can get the chills being in a place, and I've
Right.
worked in places that have been called haunted. Actually, the event I did just a few months ago, we didn't actually go inside the old hospital. Was it a hospital? Was it an asylum?
You ain't
Was
talking
it
about
an-
Waverly, huh? Kentucky?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably at Waverly Hills.
But we were outside. We never went inside. The event was outside.
Was it a
Um,
big old
I'm
place outside?
I'm about to shoot this film that I told you about where I'm the crazy doctor. Maybe I didn't tell you he's a doctor, but the comedy horror film. Most of my stuff is in a morgue because I'm a doctor who does research on cadavers. I do viral infection research in corpses, which is, how delightful.
I mean,
But,
that's interesting. I mean, that's helping
It
to
really
find cures.
is trying to develop vaccines and stuff like that, trying to come up with better medications for incurable diseases and stuff. So, but the producer, the director, the writer-director has told me that that this hospital, which is actually not condemned, but it's no longer used,
Right.
is haunted as well. I mean, I guess, hopefully, I would think it would be. It's going to be plenty of ghosts in an old hospital. And I'm about to go to Wichita, Kansas, I think next weekend for an event in Wichita. I'm going to spend some time with an old friend who I haven't seen for 30 years.
Wow.
And he lives in a very tall apartment building. And he said there are ghosts in that as well. And I'm like, I know they're everywhere, depending on where you go.
For
It's
sure.
just, I've gotten chills in places, but I've never really put myself in a place where I'm asking to experience it.
Right.
We did
But
an
I've been-
investigation in Kansas where we were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah,
In Salina, Kansas. It was at the
exactly.
temple.
Where I have a couple nephews who live there.
And I wanted next time you talk to them, ask them about the temple, and they
I
can
will.
tell you.
I wrote it.
And
I
that
wrote it
place
down.
it is crazy. It is crazy in there.
Yeah, and but it's not, like it's a public property. You can go in there.
No, you have to pay to go in. I mean, they actually have like wedding receptions and stuff like that in a big room downstairs. But everything you go upstairs, and you can walk into a room, and it's just like they left it. Like if one room I walked in, you open up the refrigerator, they had beer in the refrigerator, dated back to the 1980s. Newspaper, It was like it was stuck in time.
Wow. Is it
That's
colder? I mean, are there rooms where it's just colder?
Yes. You have the basement, and then you got the sub basement, and you have the basement. You have where the coal chute was at. All that's really cool down there.
Yeah.
They have places where you can. That is it. Matter of fact, we found because it was a temple for. I don't know if it was for the Knights Templar or one of those, but there's hidden passageways in there. They got trap doors in that place. I mean, they got all kind of. It is freaking weird. And then we came across a human skull, and they used to do blood rituals where they would pour blood in the skull, from my understanding, and it was a little girl skull. They found out it was and the little girl has been seen playing and frolicking around in that place.
Wow.
Right.
It is a weird place to be.
You
want to go in there, go and just sit in that one, sit in the blue room. Just go sit in the blue room. And everything in the room is blue. I mean, the couch, the carpet, the walls, everything's blue. But they have beautiful marble stairs that go up to this thing. I mean, it's a gorgeous place. But you go upstairs, and it's just stepping back in time.
Ooh, I would like that. Maybe, yeah. If I ever visit Salina again, I'll go there.
it's quite interesting. But I'm gonna bring you to
Yeah.
some places where you're gonna probably be touched, pushed, maybe, I don't know. You see some things, that you don't want to see, and that's on St. Anne Street.
Oh
And,
Lord.
and then you got no. There's like of course, there's nobody getting into the Laurie Mansion. It's probably one of the most haunted places in Louisiana. Probably one of the most haunted places in the United States. One of the top 10.
Right.
Then you have what is it called, the Sheiks
Howard's having a
Mansion.
sometime moment.
Yeah.
And then you have the nunnery, Ursuline Nunnery. You have the John Lafitte's blacksmith shop. You have Pirates Alley. All these places are haunted. I mean, you could feel it.
Do you think the fact that voodoo is so popular in New Orleans makes that more? I mean, increases the amount of paranormal activity, or would the opposite be true?
I told you I got married. It was a year ago. This past May made a year that I got married. It was our 1-year anniversary. Chrissy, we had came in for our wedding, and she could tell you this was in May, and it was so humid and everything. But she can tell you how the atmosphere is in New Orleans, and
Right.
she's even said, and I'll just let her tell you.
So I had never been to New Orleans. And when they took us into the city, we took a bridge, the Causeway Bridge across to get there. But the moment that you enter the city, it's just a thick, heavy feeling. And then when you get to like the French Quarters, if you have any type of sensitivity, you're overwhelmed. You're just it makes you physically ill. It really does. You're so
Ugh.
overwhelmed with the feeling because you can feel the death.
Ugh.
And I will tell you, for the first time I had ever experienced, I didn't know the people that I was looking at when we were walking through the French Quarters. I didn't know if they were alive or dead because I knew that there were spirits around us, but they were manifested into real humans. It was odd. It was very odd.
To say the least. Yeah.
Yes.
That wasn't no spirit wearing that cowboy hat with them fishnet
Well,
stockings.
no, listen. Howard wanted me to take a picture with a guy in shorty shorts with fishnet stockings and cowboy boots on.
Yeehaw.
I did not.
Had another guy with coconut shells on him. And
Oh,
he was
yeah.
wearing-
It was-
yeah.
It was
It was
Howard's
like-
supposed to wear tassels during Fear Fest.
well, but the city itself, it's a feeling like no other.
Yeah.
It is.
I've been to New Orleans, but I was, pretty toasted the whole time. So I didn't have a lot of sensitivity.
Well, yeah, I mean, you might want to be sober,
I don't drink anymore, so that's not a problem.
at least for a little
Good for
while.
you.
Yeah, I don't like it anymore.
I was a bartender for many, many years, and I served too many drinks. I was like, I ain't gonna drink.
I was a drunk for many, many years. I was
It's just
never an
like-
alcoholic, but I
Oh,
was a
and
drunk.
what? Okay, now I remember you. You came in my bar, and I'm not going to tell the rest of the people. Never mind.
Me?
Yeah, it was
Moi?
you. Yeah.
Well, we went into one place. I remember this was a long time ago. It was very odd, but apparently there was a drag show, and it was free to get in. Like there was no cover. Oh, great. Okay, let's go in here. And it was pretty sad drag. This was no RuPaul's Drag Race. It was just some pretty sad, drunken, gross, dirty.
That must have been
yucky
downtown
drag.
Portland, Oregon. Like,
And the drinks were like $15 a piece and were this big. It's like, no wonder there was no cover. Okay. We had one drink and left. And it was so disappointing.
wow.
Yeah, that's not really a very good story, actually. But
And I thought you was innocent. I mean,
Now I'm traumatized by it.
innocent. Nope.
So
I am so not innocent.
Paul, have you ever been on a paranormal investigation per se?
I never have. No.
Oh, so
Wow.
I've been invited, but
Hey,
nobody
Thomas.
ever follows through, and I don't really pursue it because I'm like, well, if I happen to be there, great. The story of Dory.
Yeah,
Hi,
that's one of my besties. That's Thomas.
hello, Dory. Ah, nice. Emmy and Dory.
Any more? That's it.
I
We
can bring
know how the
I can
rest
bring you some
goes.
places if you want to see a good drag show or something. I know some
Oh,
places. I know a lot of places. Trust me.
I don't
I mean,
care
I used
about
to
that.
live there. I've seen Decadence. You want to go French Quarter on Decadence? Oh my god.
What are you
I've
doing,
seen
Paul?
Decadence. I'm kind of like, what I want is art and creativity and beauty. That's
They
what
do
I
have a
want.
lot. They do have a lot of that. The burlesque dancers and stuff like that. Now, I mean, it's a lot of role playing and stuff where they actually. It's a lot of them. They do. Their costumes are quite exquisite. The way they do it,
Yeah.
especially the dances that they do. I mean, it's male and female, so it's
Yeah.
both. I mean, and
I-
it's quite remarkable.
Jason
just-
said the New Orleans Art Institute would be a good place to take you.
Oh yeah, cool.
My
I just feel
fiance's
like
from there too. He's from New Orleans.
nice. I just feel like with Decadence, we've gone kind of as far as we can go as far as our exposure to it and we've seen what people are capable of. You don't think so? Well, I just I'm like,
Things that make you just, I don't know.
I don't think it's all that creative anymore. I don't think Decadence is creative. I think it's basic. And that's why I just want new ideas, I want new ideas. No, I could be wrong.
I've seen some new ideas in the street already. I mean,
I got a question. Is it me or I'm sorry, Paul? This isn't a good way. You look like Where's Waldo? I'm sorry. Look at his face, you guys.
I know, it's the glasses. Is that better? I also have this hat.
The hat. And it was the hat. Look at Chris. He's like, I can't believe you asked him. Hey, he's pretty chill, laid back guy. I'm pretty sure I could ask him anything.
Oh, I don't care.
See?
I'm a goofy character actor. I
make
never wanted
an amazing Where's Waldo.
I never wanted to be anything else but a character actor, and the weirder the better. And there was a time in my life when I was younger and I was, kind of good looking, I guess, and I played a lot of leads and stuff. And sure, I'm grateful for that. And some of it was fun, but basically I always wanted to play the grimy, wrangly bad guys who didn't talk good. I want to be the no good character guys, pretty much.
So
or
has
just
there been roles you've turned down, like because you played Pinhead, and so was it because you didn't like it, or you're like, no, that's just gonna be too boring?
No. I have turned down some roles because they were just too violent too soon.
Okay.
With my character. To be brutally murdered, early on in a movie before your character is even established is, to me, degrading as far as my level of professionalism and who I am as an actor at this point in my career. I'm like, I don't want to, and also violence as entertainment. Now, I know I played Pinhead, so this coming out of my mouth may seem odd, but violence as entertainment, that's great if that's what you're into, but I'm just not anymore. I'm like, human cruelty is bad enough, and the brutality for blood's sake and for body count's sake, that as entertainment, it's not my thing. So I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to get to a place where, oh, this is entertaining. There may be death in it, but maybe it's a monster. Maybe it's not just brutality because of human insanity.
Right.
I want a story to have value. I want it to help people. And there are plenty of people out there who say that that something like Terrifier or Hellraiser gore helps them. It's like, that's nice, but I don't know what that says about us as a society. And I'm not going to get on I'm not getting on a soapbox. It's just how I feel these days about what I want to be doing with my career. And I've said yes to some things that are coming up that I'm kind of like, well, I did that for the money because because it is this brutality that's just I don't know. Maybe it's called for. Maybe it's not.
No, would you rather be like in a comedy show or
I would.
you want to make people laugh, huh?
I
Instead
do
of the
because I'm a
gory
clown.
side, yeah.
I've been a
That's
clown
awesome.
my entire life, and even though I'm a creep, I can be creepy, and I love creepy, and I love all
Creepy
things
clown.
creepy. I love Halloween. I've loved Halloween since I was a kid, and it's just everything. To be a monster is the best thing in the world. But in theater and in some movies and TV, I have just made people laugh, and that's the best feeling in the
That's
world.
cool. Yes.
You
But
know,
you can be a horror. You can do horror and be a clown. A good example would
absolutely.
be
This
Bruce
thing,
Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell.
yeah.
He's that type of guy. It can be a scary freaking movie, but he makes fun of it.
Yeah,
You
But
know,
I think if it's
exactly.
something you really enjoy, your heart's more into making somebody laugh instead of making somebody watch some goriness. I mean,
Yeah.
I can see that. I'd rather make somebody laugh, and I would be more into that character.
I did
I mean-
love Pinhead.
I mean,
my
Pinhead, and then this one here, in Judgment, the Pinhead
dialogue
character in this one, it wasn't. He had dialogue and everything in this
was
movie,
so good.
but
Good,
it
really
wasn't.
good lines.
He wasn't really going out and it wasn't nothing gore with him. Everybody else around him was doing the gore, but as for the Pinhead character, he wasn't doing anything hardly as in gore it was. He was directing it. This is what needs to be.
Right.
And that's
And
which I
also,
found interesting.
and if you're watching the Hellraiser movie, that's kind of what you're there for. You're there for the gross. You're also there for a good story, and of course, you're there for a Pinhead. But that that's I'm so grateful for that, and that's what brought me some of the notoriety and the fame that has been happening ever since. As far as I mean, being on your show right now, I wouldn't be on this show now. I wouldn't be coming to your event probably unless I'd played Pinhead, like what 6 years ago, however long
No, we'd
ago.
still have you on the show. That's okay.
But you wouldn't know who I am.
We like you. Trust
wouldn't
me,
know who
we
I
would
am.
find you.
No one knew who I was. And maybe some people knew who I was. I was that guy who was in, that movie or that movie, but nobody really knew my name or anything. And now it's still, a pretty small world of people who know who I am because it's one Hellraiser movie in out of 10. So that's a lot of Hellraiser movies, and it's a real niche. The Hellraiser crowd, it's a real niche.
Right.
But I'm so
There
grateful.
wasn't that many Pinheads though. I mean, there wasn't that many actors who actually played the Pinhead character. Though,
There have now been 4. There have been 5 if you include include fan films. There have been 5, but there have been 4 Pinheads. If you include the Hulu, the last one, which was the Hulu film, which was a trans woman, which is an interesting choice. I think it's a fabulous choice. It's good for that. If you read the original novel, the short novel that Clive Barker wrote, and the way that lead Cenobite is described, it is a genderless creature. It's only because they had Doug Bradley and they had a brutality that they went with this hyper masculinity, and even then he still had a softness and a sensitivity, a beauty to him, but it was a masculine beauty, so I think the fact that they've gotten to that point, even though I would have loved to have played Pinhead again, but this is what happened, and I think it's really cool. And it's, as long as anything Hellraiser related is happening, then that's never bad for me.
Right.
Because people didn't hate me as Pinhead. Thank God.
No, everybody I talked to, they I told them, who you were and the character that you played, and they're, oh hell no, you got Pinhead. Oh hell no. And it's like, yeah, you got Pinhead. He's coming. So
that's why Anthony was crying in chat because he's like, "Aw."
I totally lucked out. I totally lucked out playing Pinhead. He was always my favorite 80s horror icon. No lie, I'm not making that up. I had the puzzle boxes from NECA. I had the pieces that you glue together when you get the action figures, and I had a puzzle box that I'd made, and I'd weighted it with with super glued pennies inside, so it
Wow.
had some weight to it. It wasn't just lightweight plastic. And I had almost all the action figures. It was after I played Pinhead that I did get all of them. I still have all of them. You know, I was just a huge Pinhead fan, so to get to play him was just
ultimate.
When they introduced you to that, what went through your head when like, hey, you want to play Pinhead? We got this role, or I mean,
well, you know, it was an audition, and my the first role I auditioned for in the movie, they were calling it a secret that it was a Hellraiser movie. They were just calling it Judgment.
okay,
But from the description in the audition notice of what the movie was about, it didn't actually say Cenobites and Pinhead. It just said spiraling maze of horror. And then the role I was auditioning for was the Auditor, which is the role that Gary Tunnicliffe ended up playing, which just between you and me was the role that he was going to play the whole time. It's just he hadn't told the Weinsteins that he wanted Doug Bradley for Pinhead. But anyway, they were seeing people for the Auditor. I read the first line from the audition sides of the Auditor, and it was, Mr. Watson, come in. We have such sights to show you. And I'm like, freaking Hellraiser movie. And I knew it was a Hellraiser movie.
Wild Bill says, I think Paul was the next best Hell Priest. He called it Hell Priest Pinhead, next to Doug.
Thank you, Wild Bill. I appreciate you. That's high praise. I mean, that is to be my number one. Thank you. Thanks. You know, so Wild Bill, as you know, those were big shoes to fill, and my biggest goal in playing the role, and this is not normal for a movie role, but when you get a role like that with such a fan base, my biggest goal was to please the fans. I had to please the fans, and I knew that. So I had to do my thing, as an actor. Take the pages, take the words, make it my own, but I had to honor what came before me, and I had to bring it forward, and it wasn't that hard to do for me because I knew Pinhead already, you know?
Right.
I hadn't seen all 9 movies, no. I had seen 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5, but I hadn't seen all those direct-to-video movies with Doug Bradley. I just knew what had happened at the beginning. So, you know, and number 4 was sorry, I got an audition request from my agent, and it's due tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh my.
It'll happen if I can just sit right here and say some words, then it'll happen. Tomorrow? What?
Nothing like late notice.
Of course,
Right?
if I get it done, then it's like, oh well, it doesn't matter. I'll look at it later when we're finished.
That's what they do. That's when you get an audition. Usually they the last minute they'll contact you and they want you to audition.
Well,
Wow.
sometimes those are the ones that you get if you go to the trouble when it's that late. Because a lot of actors are going to go, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
It's Friday night. You know, it depends on when it shoots. I have a lot of stuff coming up. So
Wow.
we'll see.
That's why I was looking to get him tonight, because like we looked and looked and looked, and he wouldn't be able to do this, you know, for us to interview him until like after the 12th of September or something. Because he's going to be out of town. He's he's going to be.
Fortunately, it's been kind of a slow couple months because everything's just not events aren't really happening for me, and I didn't have any movies to shoot. But suddenly I'm going to shoot 2 movies in a row, and then I have like 6 events between now and the end of October. So yay.
Well, thank you for taking the time out and coming to Fear Fest for us too.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
It's gonna be an honor to
Yeah,
meet
good
you.
time.
Thanks. I get to hang out with my friend Rob Mello. He's cool.
Yeah, he's the one that actually introduced me to Paul.
Oh, really?
Rob did.
And is he going too?
Rob's going to be there.
Okay.
Thank you, Wild Bill. Thank you. Thank you.
He's going to be there. Rob actually played in Happy Death Day 1 and 2 and Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was also in 1812. Was it 1812? Wait, 1918? 1918?
Sometime
I'm just going to start saying numbers, so I'm not having a stroke. It's just no. It was this show that it was a TV show that shot in Fort Worth, and he played a rather large role. He made a lot of bucks,
Wow.
made a lot of money. See, he's got a great character actor look. That's what I kind of am striving for. That's why the facial hair. That's, I'm just letting it see what can happen.
That's
Right.
a Hellraiser. It's Pinhead. Yes,
It's Hellraiser, LOL.
that's my sister-in-law. Hey, how you doing with that? She's gonna be
Hey
there.
Beth, can you do us a favor and drop the links for the Fear Fest? She's our #1 link dropper.
Oh, cool. Link dropper. Dropper.
Drop the links.
Is that anything
Yeah,
like a
that's-
hair hopper?
And I don't know if you know the other ones that's coming out. You're gonna have Misty and Kim that's gonna be there. You're gonna have Drew Varick is gonna be there. John, I don't think any of y'all know John Azuna. He's gonna be there. It's gonna be quite a few. And like I said, all these like Robert Mello, the twins, they all they live right here. They used to live, well, the twins still live here, but all lived in Metairie, Louisiana, which is right over across the bridge. So that's, I talked to Rob. He says, well, no, I had a house out there and everything. Yeah, I'll be all right. And of course, I talked to you, Paul, and I said, pick you up at the airport. And you basically said, well, I'm going to be your chauffeur. Chauffeuring you around all over the place. So
Cool.
I don't mind that. I
Thank
don't
you,
mind
Beth.
that whatsoever.
My nephew's in there too. SC Paranormal.
Well-
He's actually going to be there too. So
Fun.
There you go. Jenny.
It's going to be a spooky weekend.
right?
Jenny's
It's going to be
in
amazing.
London.
Hi, Jenny.
She's in London.
Hello from London, Jenny Sullivan Sunyasi.
And we got Liz. Liz is from Scotland, I believe. Yeah, Scotland.
Yep.
Ah.
We got people.
Sorry, I'm
from-
having
we-
to go like this just to read because of my
almost like a
situation.
Tetris game.
And then we had
Yeah.
Nikki in here. Nikki's from Australia. She was in here just a while ago. Yeah, like I said, Paul, these shows go all over the world.
Fantastic.
So everybody.
There it is.
Yeah,
Well, I've heard of
SC
it for a
Paranormal's
long
driving
time.
all the way from California to be there.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
fabulous. I love it.
So there's a lot of people coming in. A lot of people coming in this thing. We're estimating anywhere from the safe numbers are between 15 and 30,000.
That's nice. That's nice. I've been to some events where there's 15 people. So
Oh wow.
I mean, this is
not
just
really.
one of those.
1,500.
But this is our first event ever. This is the first time this has
Yeah.
ever been done in the state of Louisiana. So this is something that's big. I mean, we're really promoting the heck out of it.
I think it's a good place for it.
Right?
Yeah, it's one of the most haunted states, next to inside one of the most haunted cities in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect for it. Yeah, it's gonna be.
We'll
fun.
have fun. We'll have fun.
Oh,
If nothing else, it'll just be a fun weekend. So
Good food, good laughs.
We'll go
people.
investigating with you.
Yeah,
We'll show you the ropes.
no pressure.
I'll be waking up in a cemetery, next to one of them tombs out there.
My beard will be out to here.
I'll let you hold my camera, Paul. No.
It'll be fun. Yeah, I know it's gonna be fun. It's
Who's
just
your cameraman? Oh, Paul was my
Right.
cameraman. No, that's what's no, I'm joking.
I
You got-
wouldn't know.
we're gonna have good music. We have a lot of good music that's gonna be there. We're gonna matter of fact, we even have a vampire that's gonna be there for Paul, a real vampire.
I am not giving anyone my blood.
Oh, he's gonna be there.
You have
We're
to.
gonna have voodoo priest that's gonna be there. It's gonna be a bunch of people, a bunch of things
Crazies.
happening. Bunch of things
Just don't
happening.
let anybody put a curse on me. That's something I do not need.
No, no, whatever. That's the thing people don't understand with voodoo and stuff. It's just like with witchcraft or anything else. Whatever you
Uh-huh.
do, something comes back to you threefold. So
Yeah.
you have to watch what you do. So they don't do it. I mean, it's good. It's voodoo now is more hoodoo is more love and light type stuff. So
Beautiful.
Good
Yes.
intent.
I'm actually going to an event at the beginning of November in Tulsa. Maybe you've heard of someone named Blue Body, Bodhi, the Blue Body. Blue Body. Anyway, she has a
Heard of
store,
Bodhi.
Bodhi. She's on Instagram and stuff, and we met at Texas Frightmare, and I'm going to go up there for an event. That's going to be cool. She gave me a couple crystals and read my palm, and that was pretty amazing.
We're gonna have some
She's
psychic
more
galleries.
she's more into the stars, though. She's not so much
Astronomy?
into the paranormal as into what the planets are doing, and
Right.
that thing. But I love all of those things. I just
We're gonna have
think-
someone that might interest you, Paul. We're gonna have what they call a scriber. And
Yeah.
what that is, it's
Somebody
automatic
writes.
writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that,
That's
matter
cool.
of fact, she's written a book, and then she's a young person. That's what really freaks me out. She's young and she's legitimate. I mean, I've seen her when she's been blindfolded, someone blindfolded, and she's able to do it. And write with
She's in
clear
chat
cello.
too.
Yeah, she was in the chat earlier.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have demonologists. We're gonna have a whole bunch of stuff. Cryptic people. We're gonna have you name it. Only thing I haven't gotten so far is a UFO person. But
You got to pull up what Beth has said.
is this? Oh yeah. By the way, I'm over here over my fangirling now. That's
Was it something I said? Oh no.
Keep fangirling. There's my husband, J Mac Oregon. Hey, honey.
Hey, honey.
I found out something interesting about Emmy. I was talking to her last night on the phone, and I was trying to do a video, virtual, and she wouldn't go virtual because she was on the toilet. So I'm listening to her while she's on the toilet, and I heard somebody in there, and she's going to say, "Oh no, I was watching a podcast." But
It
this
was a
person
video.
sounded just like J Mac, and I think J Mac was in that bathroom trying to wipe her butt. I'm not quite sure.
Wow.
I mean, that is her husband. So what's wrong?
He
with
was
that?
not trying to. He wasn't in there. I was listening to somebody else, and that's what you heard. And it was a girl, and I guess
Ah.
he does have a deep voice.
Hmm.
Hi, Denise.
Hi, Denise.
I love Denise and Ernie. They live in Kentucky, and they have what is it, the Fort Duffield. It's extremely haunted.
Many
it's
family
awesome.
meetings in the John. Yes.
Yeah, she actually made a mistake and went to the bathroom one time, and she had a mic on,
Oh my God.
and you can hear a belt buckle undone and everything. And she said, "I went there. I didn't wash my hands. I didn't have nothing to wash your hands."
No,
But
they had.
You can hear the distinct plop.
I did not.
And she said that no, it wasn't. No. She still argues with us about that to this very day.
Oh my God. It's on his live stream. Yeah. Howard is bad news. I'll tell you this right now. We were doing a podcast.
Thank you, Wild Bill.
I was driving. I got pulled over by the police because of Howard.
Thanks, Howard.
Yeah. Throw me under
I
the
laughed
bus.
the whole entire time because she was hiding that phone. She was trying to throw it underneath the seat and everything else. And it just wasn't working. It was fun. You didn't get a ticket, so don't worry about it.
I need to cut this short because
Yes,
I've got
sir.
to look at this audition and see if it's something I can do tonight.
Okay. Yeah, we're actually a little over for you.
Yeah.
And we're only supposed to be on for an hour. But I want to thank you for coming on, Mr. Paul.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And
It was fun.
if you're watching, Mr. Paul Pinhead will be at Fear Fest this year, September 29th, 30th, and October 1st. And
Beth dropped the link.
he's going to have his own booth and everything. And if you want some
Is it a kissing
memorabilia
booth?
on or whatever,
I'll
he's
sign whatever you
reasonably-
want. I'll
Yeah.
sign anything.
Breastifices, all of it.
I cannot.
You don't
I
care.
knew you were going to say that. Listen.
He's Pinhead. He can do that.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble now.
I'll bring you a Sharpie, Paul. Well, look who it is. It's Miss Eileen Jones.
I prefer a paint pen.
But yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to meeting you there and stuff too.
Me too. Thanks, Ellie.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Ellie?
it's going to be fun. It's going to be definitely fun.
Emmy.
Oh, it's Emmy. Sorry.
Wow.
Like what I'm supposed.
You know what? Okay, I deserve that because I said you look like where's
Waldo.
Waldo? So I
Well,
deserve
and I
that.
knew that your name was Emmy because to remember it, I was gonna think, oh, that's the TV award that I need to
Right?
win.
I am.
And then I said Ellie. I am an idiot. That's all. I'm an
I
idiot.
deserve it. It's okay. It's okay. I deserve
Well, what's stupid is your name is right there on the screen.
it. That's okay. I think you had a dirty spot on your glasses. That's why.
No, I took my glasses off.
That's
Or
probably
did
the
I?
other reason.
Whatever.
Why.
I don't know. See, I have to be like this or I can't see, which maybe
Hi,
is good.
Arlene.
I don't know.
But yeah, so people in chat, a lot of people, GT Adventures is going to be there, coming to Fear Fest. A lot of people coming from all around it's going to be there too. So this is going to be one of the guys you're going to meet. People, come and say hi.
Come say hi.
Say hi. Don't let the
We're gonna
guys
have- we-
scare
we-
ya.
We're working on a panel. Rob recommended working on a panel, having a panel with y'all, and it's going to be something like villains and horror.
Fun.
So,
That'll be fun.
yeah, he suggested it. So
Yeah, I think it's good.
we'll be actually working maybe about an hour on the stage, and then the rest of the time you have do what you got to do what you want to do, and have fun and whatever, eat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Howard, you've got to go now.
All right, that's
Yeah, I gotta
I
go.
If I don't shut Howard up, he's going to keep doing this.
I could just hit the red X and I'd be gone. But I don't want to be rude.
All right, guys. Again, tonight we're gonna have Unholy Trinity. It's gonna be coming on about 9:30-ish, somewhere in there. I don't know what time. It's gonna be after 9 sometime. I don't
One
know.
question for the audience: do you have like a fan page they can reach you at or see like what you're going to
Well,
do?
they can just follow me on Instagram.
Okay.
The real Paul T. Taylor. Because everybody wants it to impersonate me. The real
Right.
Paul T. Taylor is my Instagram. They can also look me up on Facebook.
Okay.
I have a personal page that's Paul Taylor, but I won't necessarily friend anyone more because I'm almost at 5,000. But I also have a fan page that's Paul T. Taylor on Facebook.
I'm gonna have to show you. I'm
There
gonna
you go.
teach you. Next time I talk to you, I'm gonna show
There
you
you
how
go.
you can actually make it into a page where you can have followers,
All
more,
right.
almost
Yeah.
like and it's more like a fan base page.
Well, that's what the fan page is for. But yeah, we'll talk later.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm gonna
so
go.
much
So
for
let me
coming
let
up.
you go and do
Gotta
what you
go.
gotta do for your audition. And thank
All
you
right.
for coming on, Mr. Taylor. And we'll see
My
you in a
pleasure.
few weeks. So thank y'all.
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all tonight after 9-ish, somewhere in that time. So y'all have a good evening. And until then, see y'all later.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
You can't take us down, you can't take us down. You can't take us down, you can't take us down. You can't take us down, you can't take us down. Can't take us down, you can't take us down. You can't take us down, you can't take us down. You can't take us down, you can't take us down. Stand my ground. Not gonna run away from you.